Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Women's Business Network of the Spotlight Show. I am Marilyn Barker. I am your host for today. I am the founder and the national director of the Women's Business Network. And the Spotlight Show is where we shine the spotlight on one of our members and learn a little bit more about them and what they do and how they can help all of us in our businesses. So I'm excited today to be with Liza. She is a loan officer, and I'm very excited to learn more about how you can help us. So welcome, Liza. I'm glad that you're here.
Thanks, Marilyn. I'm glad to be here.
Liza is a member of our Wisconsin chapter. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got into it.
Sure. I am what we call a member business loan officer, which is the same thing as most other loan officers. However, I'm a loan officer for a credit union. And when you belong to a credit union, you are a member. Therefore, I get that fun extra little piece of my title. I have been in lending for a little over 10 years at this point. I started my career as a farm lender, so I did exclusively farm loans. I have an ag background. I grew up on a dairy farm here in Wisconsin. I am married to a dairy farmer now, and I really enjoyed being a loan officer for farmers because they're very much so salt of the earth. I like to help educate people. And a lot of times, they're fantastic farmers, but not always great at finances. So I took my background and I was able to kind of marry that with my ability to help people understand financing and lending. That grew into a community banking position. I started a family. My husband and I started a family, and I was driving an hour to my job every day that I loved, but I still, had to earn that income. So I came to a small community bank where after a merger and they wanted to relocate me, which would then require another drive, I decided to quit. And I helped my husband on our full-time farm for a whole month before I decided that milking cows full-time was not for me, and became a loan officer at the credit union where I'm at now.
That is such an amazing story. What a different background, right? Farming to banking. Who knew that it was such a great transition, though?
My husband loves to tell people that he's married to the banker, but she won't make him alone for lunch.
That is fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
it's good that you have that background, because then you kind of know what everyone is thinking. And yes, some of us that are in business, farmers or any kind of business, really, that banking and finances is not always our strong point. That's why we're in the business that we're in. So it's good to have a professional in our corner that we can turn to when we need that financial assistance and advice.
Certainly. My mom is an entrepreneur. She owns a retail shop. She had purchased some rentals downtown. And back when eBay was a really big thing, she used to do eBay consignments. So I would, help my dad milk cows during the morning, and I would come home, or I would go into town after school, and I would help my mom run her internet cafe and eBay consignment business. And so, being an entrepreneur is definitely something that runs pretty thick in my blood. Yeah.
So you really do know the ins and outs of all types of businesses that you can really, assist us when we need
Certainly. That. Yeah. And that's the fun thing about being a loan officer is you get to see all of these different ways to generate income and sustain a family in a way that people feel very passionate. So I get to work with people who get to achieve their dreams, and I get to go out and find resources that help them, that find resources that maybe they wouldn't have time otherwise to go out and find. And so that's part of being a loan officer at a credit union, is providing more than just the finance piece of it. Of course, you can come to me and I can make a loan to you. or I can educate you on what you need in order to be eligible for a loan at some point. But one of the other things that I really love is the relationships I get to develop with people. I get to go out in the community and maybe find grants or educational resources, things like that, that business owners who are so focused on the day-to-day operations don't necessarily get the opportunity to go out and find. So then I get to share them with them, which in turn builds our community and strengthens the relationship that they have with the credit union itself.
Yes, that's great. I'm always telling my clients and things, it's like you got to reach out to the other professionals that their area of expertise. Why am I reinventing the wheel trying to find all these financial assistant things when that's what you do? So it would be better for me to reach out to you and give you my business so that you do the heavy lifting so that I don't have to. I love that.
Certainly. We work with tons of insurance agents and realtors and attorneys, lots of different business professionals. And so we get to kind of see what we like, what we don't like, and be able to be a resource to the small businesses that are making those decisions.
That is perfect. And so I know that you're kind of centrally located there in Wisconsin. So tell us what is your area? How far out do you go?
So I cover about 13 counties in Wisconsin. With being a membership or with being a credit union, a membership is required, and there are eligibility requirements for becoming a member of a credit union. It's a field of service is what we call it. And so each credit union typically credit unions started in the sphere where they were made for some specific type of purpose. Our credit union specifically was started so that they could assist individuals who either worked for or were near one of the hospitals in the area. There's other ones, Navy, you have to be a member of the Navy or a family member of the Navy. So Navy Federal. So that would be a big one. We've got, so like I said, about 13 counties that we cover. However, even if someone's not within that area, I can still provide some sort of guidance. I can't necessarily, if somebody calls from California, I can't necessarily help you with a loan. However, I do have that knowledge piece of it of how I can get you credit worthy so that you would be eligible for a loan at a credit union, hopefully in the area that you are from.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a member of a credit union, Travis Credit Union, because we are retired military. So for your credit union in particular, what types of businesses, would they need to be a member?
We are able to take large businesses, small businesses. We can take startups. We can take established businesses. We do lots of rental properties. So whether it be single family or multifamily, again, my passion sort of lies in agriculture. So I really love when those come through the doors. I love women-owned businesses. We are very fortunate in our specific community that we serve. Like one of our primary communities has a lot of women-owned businesses. And so when I became a lender, the last thing I wanted to do was feel like someone who is intimidating or somebody that you might think as a traditional lender. I wanted to be approachable, and I want to have people feel comfortable asking me questions that they might perceive as being something that, well, maybe I should know that. But in reality, in our area, especially, the education the financial education is not necessarily something that gets taught in school. It's not something that families necessarily have conversations about. Mom and dad don't share information about their mortgage with son and daughter. So those are things that have always sort of been taboo to talk about, that can really get you into hot water if you don't know how to navigate those things.
Sure. It's great because you're offering that personal touch too, because there's so many times these days that you don't talk to the same person more than once at a certain business. And it's good to know that there are companies that are out there and people out there like you that you can have that personal touch. When I call you, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to get my questions answered from you.
Absolutely.
So that's a really great, especially in the Women Business Network community. Now we know we have someone, a great resource like that can answer those questions. And I totally understand what you're saying, because that's what we are, is relationship building. We want to have that personalized touch. And it sounds great that you offer that, and not only to your 13 counties, but to any of us that are outside of your area, that we know that we have that trusted resource.
Certainly. And really, it's about boiling it down to an understandable level. You know, I know all the big scary acronyms and all the big scary words, but that's not what sticks with people. So you have to boil it down to something that makes sense. I have lots of fun little tools and analogies that I give people so that they, things can really click as to, okay, what is a balance sheet? She asked me for a balance sheet. I have no idea what that actually is. And in a lot of cases, that's true. Most people have never put together a balance sheet. So, boiling it down to something that is easy to remember and is tangible and they can relate to is something that I feel pretty confident that I've come up with some good analogies over the last 10 years of my career. So
yeah, that sounds great, because you're going to simplify it for us. You're going to tell us exactly what it is we need to provide and what we need to move forward in our financial area. That is wonderful. That makes me so happy to hear that there's people out there that can do that. And I'm glad that you're part of the WBN, and I'm glad that you are a resource that we can put out there for anyone that's watching this video, whether you're a member of the Women's Business Network or not. Now you know someone that you can, trust and can contact and get your answers to the questions that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I get to do all day, every day. So you never know what kind of phone call you're going to take.
That is true. That is true. So if you could just, so tell us, how do we get in contact with you? I'm going to put up the credit union's number again. Oh, that's your direct line, correct?
Yes, this is my direct line. Yep. So phone or email. Email is firstname.lastname@1stccu.com. So that's all of the first letters of First Community Credit Union, including that number. I am available traditional hours, non-traditional hours. Our credit union makes it super simple. We have the ability to, phone access, email access 24/7. However, we all get that we need to have a family life too. So if you call me at 2 a.m., I don't know that I'm going to answer, but I will certainly return your call the next day.
Exactly. You will get back to them at the next business day.
Absolutely. Yes.
We are all like that. And that's great. And always the Women's Business Network on our website, we have our directory. You're listed in that, so they can find all of your information there. There's actually a button there that says send message. They can click on that and send you a message directly to your email from that. So it's always a great resource out there for everyone. If you can't find the information, it's right there on the Women's Business Network. So again, welcome to the Women's Business Network. We're so happy that you're part of it. I know that Jennifer is the Wisconsin chapter leader, and she's very excited that we have you. So what a resource that you are. Thank you so much.
Certainly. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun to get to know a lot of the ladies in the network here in Wisconsin.
Awesome. So those of you that are watching this, be sure to check her out. And if you have any questions, just let her know, and she will be able to help you the best she can. And if you're not in Wisconsin, she can still point you in the right direction. And if you do know anyone in Wisconsin, please send them our way at the First Community Credit Union. And thank you again for being here. And the Women's Business Network, we're all about building relationships and helping the small business owner get attention, because our country is based on our small businesses. And we really want to just help spread the word for everybody out there. So thank you again.
Thank you.